Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Colin, what happened last time?
We told everything to Thora. We got back, and Malcolm said friends off, and we went back to the school, and
Friends
Thora...
off. We're here.
Not like that. We went back to the school, and Stoner Esri went, yeah, that's what we did. I'm going to die now. And Ari relayed the story for the strike force to Thora in full detail. And we basically came to the conclusion that we're full screwed. And Esri is not being spoken to by the voice in his head. See,
Cal
it's
also needs
intimidating,
a
the
nap.
situation.
He just can't
Cal
even
knows the
anymore.
battle.
She's good.
Winter is coming, and he has quit. Inspiration for the cat.
She sort of slinked off to a different room. Like, it's fine. I need to do that.
Yes. So. At the mansion, Shade, Esri, and Ari are in the kitchen. Esri has been, well, snacking. And Pog has just departed. So what are Shade and Ari and Esri doing?
Go ahead.
I was also trying to fix my camera that apparently decided to go blurry. Nope, I'm just going with it. Esri, you said that your friend was silent, but I don't. No.
Y'all talk.
We did. I meant the voice inside your head.
Yeah. She is happy. Not going to see Mirabella or Arandis anymore.
Oh, and that's good.
She thinks so. They're not Path of Light.
Great.
Ari telepathically says to Shade, should we just put him to bed? I don't feel like he's in the best state to relay information right now. Right? Like, or do you think he's being more forthcoming than he normally would be? Fair enough. I wanted to go see the Dragonhawk and go like touch base and follow up with all of that. Do you want me to wait for you to finish up with Esri and you come along, or do you want to stick around with him for now?
I wasn't going to leave his side, but I don't know that you should go to the Dragonhawk by yourself.
They're friendly. I mean, they literally told us to look him up in Stormreach when we got back.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Esri.
Okay.
Because
They're a member
I
of the
don't
Ninth
think
Wands.
he's doing well, even though he says he is.
Yeah, he's obviously going through some stuff. Which I can relate to going through some stuff, but also I'm what you would call a product of arrested development. I don't know how to cope with my own emotions, much less others. So this whole thing makes me uncomfortable. So I would like to go.
He was right.
Tell your friends about our show.
So yeah, I got communicator. If I need anything, I'll ping you. And yeah. Okay. Esri,
careful.
I'm gonna go. I will. Thanks, Shade. I'm gonna go, buddy. But you should go take a nap. All right.
You
Bye.
gotta break up too?
Hoping to forge a relationship. Not like that though. Go to sleep.
I don't know where they are. You know where they are?
Ari walks away.
Do you know where they are, Shade?
No, we haven't heard back from them. Or from them since they left.
This is not a good carrot.
Okay. I think maybe you should lay down. And or talk about your feelings. But
Maybe both, Dr. Freud.
Shade wants to talk about her feelings.
oh no, you have misunderstood. You seem really upset.
I feel good. Nothing is good, but I feel good.
Well, you have us. That's probably what you meant by not good, but we're here for you. Yeah. Let's,
Just you.
I think you may be reading into it.
They left.
Yes.
They're not here.
At this moment. Like, we support you with your...
Why are we still in the pantry?
Because you were eating.
You don't have to be in the pantry to eat. Let's
It's
walk
true.
out.
Shade will follow him.
And sits at the dining table.
You can also eat in your room.
Takes what he grabbed and there's a raw potato. Sets that to the side.
I'm fearful Philip's going to start having flashbacks to his college days rooming with me and Colin. But
I never ate a raw potato, okay? Like,
tonight, the role of Philip will be played by Casey.
He suddenly gets sort of different and he looks Shade right in the eye. What are you living for?
Survival.
I'm so glad Ari isn't there.
That's a problem.
No, I've made it so far.
But I haven't. And I don't think I'm going to. side. I think if you're with me, you're not going to.
Well, nobody actually makes it. Guess there is the soul in the sword.
The what?
The soul in the sword.
Would have liked to talk to him. It?
I don't know. I didn't talk to them.
If you're living for survival and no one makes it, that also seems like a problem.
I'm figuring that out. I'm working on it. And I think maybe survival is lowering, but
Definitely.
family, friends are increasing. Because we have done very dangerous things that I have agreed to do.
Cal's
But
head
you're-
slowly rises above the side of the table and takes the potato.
The best boy.
Not carnivores, these Fey Panthers, huh?
It's true. It's survival, family, friends, cow.
Well, good luck. And he gets up and walks off upstairs.
Thank you. And she follows you.
As you get up, Shade, a shape drops from the chandelier and lands on your shoulder. I think the best thing we could do would be to take him into the Feywild right now. This is exactly the attitude one should take into the Feywild.
So nice of you to drop in, Puzzle Dust.
I see what you did there.
But you're still here. Okay. No, he shouldn't go to
course,
the
where would I go?
Feywild.
Why not? He'd see all the colors this time.
Would that help him survive better?
It might. I don't know what it would do to him. I'm not human or whatever he is.
Thank you for your input.
You're welcome as always. Happy to help.
I know. It's a good idea.
Well, good. Then obviously we should get about it.
No, it wasn't a good idea. I just don't want you to be upset with me because you seem powerful, but I'm not a good liar. It's a terrible idea.
Oh, I see. Then what is the plan?
I'm just gonna keep following him. I understand that that's
Well,
not
that
a
could
good
be
idea
amusing.
either. Are you coming along, Puzzle Dust?
Of course.
We follow Esri.
He goes up to his room and sits down on the floor with the back to the foot of his bed. And he pulls out the seed and he's just making it like up, just on and off.
I love this picture of Shade with puzzle dust chilling on her shoulders. Sits in the doorway and has Cal curled up at her feet.
Mm-hmm.
And we will just sit in silence, unless puzzle dust doesn't allow that, and then...
Pog.
Oh, it's cool. We can keep
Bomb, bomb, bomb.
Do you head to the house or do you head to the shop?
House. What do you mean house? To her house?
Yeah.
No. We are going to take the advice of the only person who has successfully ever had multiple dates, and we're going to get flowers. That is stop number one. Pog is on the way to whatever florist he is familiar with.
Okay. So you
Should have
had...
gone to River. River could have given you some wicked cool flowers.
She would have grown them and then been like, leave
Such a
them
good
here.
And then you would pick them. So you're like, they're screaming, and
And
destroy
then I
the
would
world.
have had to fight her when everything goes blue. That's not a good idea.
Fair enough. Point
Can't
withdrawn.
be broken up with if I'm dead.
All right. So you head into the marketplace. There are ever so many flower vendors, and so you head to one that you've seen many times. What is the quantity in money of flowers that Pog buys?
A lot.
It's a very fine balance here, buddy.
You did not specify, and so Pog,
I know.
as the richest member of this party, is about to not be. It's going to be a preposterous 25 gold. Yep.
Can a florist carry 25 gold worth of flowers?
I will buy the cart. I will wheel.
Pog's
that
about to
cart.
buy a florist's business.
I am going
I thought
to
to
be
get
a
you flowers, but
florist
instead
now.
I bought you a florist.
Yes, 25 gold, all of it. I want the cart.
I-
If possible, I want the
Yes,
cart.
surely 25 gold would buy the entire cart's worth of flowers. That's
That
an
is-
absurd amount of
That is
of
the
money.
plan. I would like to buy the flower cart.
Okay. He takes the money and just nudges the cart in your direction. And walks off into the streets of Stormreach.
Thank you.
To set up a new business somewhere else.
Going to begin wheeling the entire flower cart over. This has been my plan for weeks, you guys. 4 weeks. That's why I was so nervous to part with any money for you guys.
So yes, you begin wheeling your flowers across the market square, and you are starting to near Black Iron, and you can see a couple of Hular's sons are out front talking to customers. You can see Hular working in the forge. And Solarka is sitting at a grinding stone, putting an edge on a blade.
On the approach, Pog is not pulling the cart. He is pushing it so he can stay hidden behind it and keep an eye on the approach. Is there enough distance between her and Hular that I can get to her and not him?
Make a stealth check.
Good call. Good call. I
Pushing
have
a
advantage
flower
on stealth checks.
Yeah, with a flower cart.
Oh my god. 12. That's with my advantage.
Pog's got a pollen allergy. He's sneezing like crazy.
I am allergic
the whole
to
way.
cat dander, not pollen. Cat dander,
No,
not
that's
pollen.
Pip. That's Pip that's allergic. You can't even keep
Oh,
your
snap,
allergy
you-
straight.
I'm not built for this.
So, you're approaching, and there's the rhythmic clang, 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 and then it just sort of stops. And glancing around the flower cart, you see Hular.
Hi, Mr. Hular.
Solarka. That half-orc is back.
Peek around the other side of the cart. Straighten back up. And continue walking closer. And then around.
She stops what she's doing and stands up to her full height and crosses her arms across her chest. Hello, Pog.
Hi. I have not good words for this. I got pulled away to another adventure in another place, and I got carried away in following where I felt needed, and I didn't tell you. I don't have anything to be except sorry. And I got you flowers. I couldn't choose a few. So I bought them all.
Would you make a persuasion check with advantage?
$23.
Where did you go and why?
A long ways away. I'm not going to make it sound better and try to tell you an easy part. We went to Sharn because Ezri needed help. What's the name of the port? Trollin. We went to Trollin Port first and then to Sharn. And we went because Ezri was in trouble, and Thora needed us to do a job that lined up with Ezri being in trouble. And I promise it's not an excuse, it's a reason that I help. And Ezri doesn't ask for a lot of help, and so when he did, we just kind of did it. As fast as possible. And it all happened really fast. Except for the traveling part. That took a very long time, which is why I thought for such a long time about how messed up I was for not talking to you about it. But every time we were on the ground, things went really, really fast.
Is everyone all right?
Yes. Three of us for sure. Me, depending on how this goes. Esri is eating mushrooms that make him talk slow. And Shade says hi. She wanted to come. So did Ari. But I told them I should talk to you by myself first. So don't be mad at them.
I'm not mad at them.
Made sense after I said it that would be how you felt.
Telling someone how they should feel in the middle of an apology pog is kind of
Don't talk right now.
Just-
Don't talk right now. Leave me here. Leave me here. This is my bed that I lay in.
This wasn't going to happen again.
It wasn't. And it shouldn't. But I've found out that I have a purpose, I think. I'm really close to having one. And it's to help people. And I don't have a lot of people, so when they ask for help, I kind of get lost feeling like I have a purpose. And that's not fair.
What do you mean you are close to having a purpose?
I might be some kind of special. I think all of us are. And we're all just kind of starting to figure it out. I've been spoken to, and I've been charged to fight against darkness and to help strengthen light. And he looks around a little bit. I'm not alone in that. I don't understand it. But someone is helping. And it's more than me. We need to talk a whole lot more, but this has been a lot of very fast stuff for me. And I won't make a promise if I can't keep it. If I have to rush off and save something or help something, then I think that's my purpose. I'd really like a world where you could go with me or be here when I get back.
She looks flowers. And back at you. Have you eaten today?
No. No, I haven't.
We're going to go eat. You're going to explain it to me. And where you have been. And I will think about it.
That sounds really nice. Should I
Turns.
park this
Father,
somewhere?
I am taking lunch. No, you bring that. And she starts to walk off down the street.
Pog now doesn't push, he pulls it and scampers to catch up to walk beside her, dragging the cart along behind.
Ari,
Yes.
crossing the marketplace towards the eastern end or the western side of the city, where you would know the militia called the Ninth Wands operates out of. You probably spot at a distance Pog standing behind a flower cart parked in front of Black Iron.
Nope. He wanted to do it on his own. Keep walking, buddy.
A little bit later, you are into
Cast silvery barbs on his persuasion check.
the neighborhood.
Hey. I knew you weren't against that. Where's the sword for real?
What is your plan?
Ari, like, with the kind of time in Stormreach that I laid out pre-campaign, I figure Ari probably at least has a working knowledge of, like, contacts for the various militias, and so would try to just find a member of the Ninth Wands and inquire about the Dragonhawk.
Sure. You know, there's a bar they frequent. It is called...
What's the name of it, Philip?
It's called the Piste. Piste, which means a fencing strip. But if you mispronounce it, it's a funny name for a bar.
Yep.
Opening the door, you see a lot of people who are clearly Ondarian sitting around. The bar is in possession of a broadcasting device made by House Civis that is projecting what, I mean, for our terminology, would be a hologram, essentially a holographic display of two humanoids engaged in a fencing match. And everybody in the bar is shouting at it like football hooligans. Two of the men sitting at a table as you come in, one of them leans over, Demivolt in the next pass, and lays a couple of coins on the table, and another one puts a couple of coins next to it, and just going back and forth. A whole lot of terminology that is almost certainly over Ari's head, because I don't think the world of technical fencing is part of Ari's rambling life.
Probably would know that it's a big deal, but like in the way that I know that Europeans enjoy soccer, and that's about all I got.
Yeah. You certainly know that Ondarians are that fencing is the national sport of Ondare, so that would certainly be clear to you. So this is the bar that you walk into.
Okay. Examining the room, do the Ninth Wands have any kind of sigil or colors or attire that they would normally wear?
They don't, but give me a perception check.
Oh buddy. Come on. It's a 2. I'm going to use my inspiration that I earned earlier. That's a 5.
My goodness.
So you stand about.
Would you like
for
my inspiration?
Quite a while.
That's a thing now, right?
That's
What?
true.
Would you like my inspiration?
Oh, no, probably save it for something more high stakes.
Yeah, you're about to die,
I
remember?
appreciate the offer.
You stand a while
Just
around for a
accepting it,
bit,
that's all.
and then you hear a. I know you. And glancing behind you, you see the Dragonhawk sitting
Ow.
at a corner table.
Okay.
Wow.
In a mask? Or no?
No,
Okay.
nope, no mask.
Oh,
Just
you
big
do.
old aberrant dragon mark covering the side of their face. Seafoam green hair, spiked up. Boots on the table.
Ari approaches the table and says, "Hi there."
You don't waste any time.
Can I recognize from like? Oh, no, I try not to, especially given what we went through. Kind of learned to appreciate time a bit more. May I sit with you?
I suppose so. No, over here.
Thank you.
And they direct you to a chair where you won't be between them in the fencing match.
Fair enough. Who are we rooting for?
Well, depends on who you ask in the room. If you're sitting here, you're in favor of Sweetest.
Sweetest. All right. Like their odds?
He's in good form. He's been
Good.
had a rough couple of. He's been on a rough streak, but I think today's his day.
Good. Well, how was your journey back to Stormreach?
Mine was easy enough. Dropped off the prisoner and then caught a teleportation circle back.
And you left him with Nea, I'm guessing?
No, I dropped him off with some agents, and they'll take him back to Ondare.
Fair enough. We brought his sister back to the city. She's with my employer currently, and she is. Is there anything I can do? I have some first-hand knowledge that he may not have been in control of his actions when he committed the crimes that you were after him for.
That's interesting. What makes you say that?
Well, I picked up the sword that he was wielding, and it took over my mind and made me try to get to a scary island full of necromancers up in the Lazar Principalities, and was willing to do anything to accomplish that goal. And if he was under that same compulsion, then I would argue that he's not fully responsible for his actions.
That could be a problem explaining to anyone above my pay grade, as someone's going to need to be responsible for the dead embassy guard and the various other aftershock consequences of that little mess at the party, and of the people that my government was really, really mad at afterwards. Only one of them was in my custody.
I mean, you say someone needs to be responsible, but if it's an intelligent item with a consciousness...
The next morning, that embassy guard got back up and tried to kill someone.
Yeah. Got turned into a vampire spawn, I'm guessing?
That is correct.
Yeah, it does that to you as well. I got turned into a vampire while I possessed the sword. Would not recommend the sunlight. It's really harsh.
All that being as it is, where is the sword?
It is...
Probably trade you that for Lucan.
Well, that's not an option, unfortunately. It's where nobody can get to it, essentially. We figured that was the safest place for it to be.
Where no one can get to it. That's very dramatically uninformative.
That was the intention, so I'm glad that I conveyed it well.
I see. And you're not interested in being more informative?
Not when it comes to the... I don't even know if you would believe me if I told you where I sent the sword, honestly.
Interesting.
I mean, if I told you that it was in the possession of an archfey, how would that land with you?
Interesting. Certainly.
And this particular archfey is not keen on giving up things that they possess. So, I was just
That's at
inquiring
least a bold
if there
lie,
was
if
any...
it's a lie.
Yeah. I was just inquiring to see if there was anything I could do, because having experienced it firsthand, certainly what he was doing in that embassy was not his fault. But I understand that my testimony to that effect may not carry a whole lot of weight without evidence to provide. His sister is obviously horrified and distraught about what happened. So, and we've done a lot of wrong to her, so I was trying to make at least some margin of right. But
Well, how far's anything?
well, I would love to answer that question after I have more information, because that seemed awfully vague and dramatic.
Turnabout's fair play. Well, obviously, your friends are capable. And
Thank you.
my agency appreciates capable contacts. Out of curiosity, then, who are you working for? What are you doing out there?
Well, that is a complicated answer. We operate out of the floating school above the city, Grimalkin Academy. So
I see.
we're aligned with Thor Tavine. She's my boss.
All right. Well, that explains a few things.
Yeah, we are pretty new in town in terms of an organizational standpoint. I've lived here for a while, but we're looking to make friends, and if you're amenable to a working relationship, I'm sure that wouldn't be poo-pooed by my friends. I would need to run anything by them before I agree to anything, obviously, but I would love to start building some bridges.
Well, now that's a different request. You have two different requests here. One is you'd like me to let Lucan loose. Well, let's be clearer about that, I suppose. You're not actually asking me to let Lucan loose, because that's not within my realm of authority. Yeah. But to arrange it. And you're looking to build contacts and friendships with the Ninth Ones.
Let's call the Lucan business a hopeful first step, as it were. We prove ourselves capable. Maybe then we can continue down that path that we start on. Because you also seem very capable. You seem like somebody that would be a good friend to have.
I like to think of myself as charming. I'll tell you what. On the matter of Lucan, let me send that up to my superiors. See what sorts of jobs they might like pulled off by someone that wouldn't be traceable back to them. And, if anything, if they suggest anything that would make them feel better than locking Lucan up and throwing away the key, I'll get back to you.
Great. I appreciate that.
What does yours do?
Telepathy with a touch of telekinesis. And mental influence, as it were. What about you?
Interesting. Hard to explain. Predictive. To a degree. I can look at you and have a decent idea, more the longer I watch, what you'll do next.
That has implications about the validity of free will that I don't really want to unpack right now. But
I live with it.
It took me a while.
Stared at myself in the mirror too long once. That was real.
Oh. I went through a really, it's still kind of there, but I went through a really strong phase where I was worried that, like, when I was talking to somebody, if I really wanted them to like me or, like, think a certain way, that my mark was, influencing them without me meaning it to. I don't think that's happening, but you can never be totally certain, I guess. That's why I try to keep a pretty low-key demeanor these days.
Open yourself to it too long and it'll drive you mad with the possibilities.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to come by the school, we're trying to build a place that's safe for people like us. I don't have
got
to
a
tell
place
you what
that's
it's
safe for people like me.
Fair enough, but if you just want to see what we're doing, we're hoping
nice
it can be
invitation.
something for everyone.
I might have to check in with, or you might have to check in with Thora about that first.
Fair enough. I'll let you know next time we make contact how she felt about me extending an invitation to the Dragonhawk.
We've met.
Is
She tried to recruit me. My government didn't outsource its aberrant program.
okay, so Ondair had its own thing going on. That's where
Everyone had
me
their
and
own
my
thing going on.
well, that's where me and my friends met, and we I guess made first contact with Thora. Was
You were with Thora, I figured.
yeah. Is there, and if the answer is no, I totally understand. I love the moniker, but is there anything other than the Dragonhawk that I can refer to you as, or do you prefer anonymity?
You're not required to use the article.
Fair enough.
Makes it run a
Well-
little bit difficult in conversation. Hello, the Dragonhawk. Goodbye,
Take
the
out the
Dragonhawk.
Yeah.
Right away,
Cleaner.
right away, the Dragonhawk.
It gives it some weight, though. You got to admit. Anyway, I appreciate you being open to running things up, and if the ninth ones need any help
I
with
only
anything,
see opportunities.
if the ninth ones need any help with anything in Stormreach, outside of the Lucan request, then, like I said, looking to make friends.
Good to know. Interesting
All right.
side hustle for school teachers.
It makes it really hard to make it to class sometimes, especially when you're off in Troll Import doing other stuff. So,
Indeed.
yep. Well, I've taken up too much of your time with the match going on, so I will let you get back to rooting for your... I forgot the name already. I'm sorry. Fencing's not my sport. Sweetest. I was going to say Swedish, but I knew that wasn't right. So, thank you, Dragonhawk.
Good day to you.
And Ari gets up and exits.
Shade. Well,
Ezra's
I guess,
climbing on the rooftops across the city, and you're precariously trying to navigate him away from
I guess
Stone.
RA. Would at some point Ezri succumb to rest, or is Ezri eventually getting up and continuing to do stuff? Like, what's...
He's not... he's not particularly tired.
Right.
He's not...
Just sat for 3 days.
Yeah, he's not really doing anything either.
Okay.
I don't know if that
So,
answers
Shade,
your
you've been watching Ezri for maybe an hour. Puzzle Dust gave up a while ago. You hear,
no.
being very perceptive, you hear footsteps on the stairs coming up into the little common area at the top of the stairs that you all use as your lounge space.
Shade
And
hops
you
up.
hear outside, hello? The kids said I'd find people up here.
Who are you?
Oh, when you poke your head out, you see Mrs. Brightdoom at the top of the stairs.
Hey, it's me.
Hi.
What a day
Oh.
for you to show.
Shade, how are you?
I don't know. How are you?
It's a long pause. You don't know. Right? I'm fine. I
Good.
picked Annabella up for a couple of days. Is everything all right? I brought something, but now I'm concerned.
Oh, we just made some choices and are waiting to see what the consequences of our actions are.
Oh, big valid. Big valid.
All right. Do you need anything? I have cookies.
Oh,
Badly.
I
Holds up a
I
bag.
bet Ezri could use a cookie.
No, keep those away from Ezri. He will eat all of them.
No
Ez-
cookies for the rest
Ezri
of the strike force.
Ezri just kind of walks out of the door and reaches up and takes the bag and turns around, if she lets go of it.
Oh, can he have all the cookies?
You don't seem well,
And
Ezri.
just turns around and goes back into the room.
I wouldn't let him eat all of them. And I
Are these
No
special
kidding.
cookies?
Are those grown-up cookies? Hang on a second.
Mrs. B, you that cool?
Is that what you came to drop off at the school?
Part of. Yes, I made cookies and I brought some.
That was very nice, and I
but-
will make sure that Esri shares the cookies with other people.
Yes, but also he'll throw up if he eats them all.
Maybe that's not a bad thing.
I see. Well, but not a good use of cookies.
Agreed.
Ezri walks back out and has a pillowcase full of mushrooms. Just like his normal mushrooms. And hands them to Mrs. Bright Doom.
What does that mean, his normal mushrooms?
That's what I would do.
The ones that he can occasionally grow to make
the Healy mushrooms.
regain hit points.
Yeah.
Oh, good
It's
berry.
good berries.
Okay.
And if
She takes them.
then he just turns around and walks back in.
She just takes them. Like, she doesn't argue with you. She just takes them and then sets them on the table. Once your back is turned.
Oh, those are good mushrooms. You might like those.
You're sure?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I seem to have come at a strange time.
And how?
The other thing, she takes a bag off of her shoulders and sets it down, and she brings out a book. I haven't mentioned this because you seem very protective of him, and understandably so. But I have been trying to understand what Cal is.
Okay.
I initially assumed that he was mage bred, and that you acquired him, some way, and well enough, fine. But I looked around a lot at work, at records, and I just couldn't find any records of mage breeding a peacock-colored leopard with a feathered tail, and he's beautiful, but I could certainly imagine someone requesting something. Just sometimes people buy mage-bred things just to keep around as decorations, essentially. Tiny versions of animals that should be very large, large versions of animals that should be very small, animals colored in all manner of ways. But anyway, I couldn't find any record of...
Terrible.
I couldn't find any record of a mage breeding project like that. And so I have been doing some reading. And the book on the table is very, bureaucratic manual looking. And it is Vadalis Field Manual 6, Thelonus. And she opens it, and you can see as she flips through, there are very vibrant drawings of fey animals and fey creatures and various things. As you know, I think... Yes, I think. House Vadalis sometimes acquires animals.
Yes.
To make it very clear that was never my job and that was never my husband's job. We raised griffins.
From the dead.
No, that's the branch on Farlnan. But, and she turns to a page. I found, she's flipping through the book now, quickly, a record of a creature somewhat like yours. That the field agent referred to as an Akbars, Aqbars. And I just thought you might want to see what they drew. And she turns it around, and there is a very colorful image of a creature that looks very like Cal, just because this one has wings. It looks exactly like Cal with the long feathered tail, except that folded against its sides are two vibrantly colored wings. And there's another sketch of the wings spread out, measurements, like, it looks like you would see in a field guide the animal from a whole bunch of different angles with different measurements.
Do you have wings?
I don't. Cal looks up at you and then does that.
I don't know.
I
You gotta
didn't think so
grind
either.
that Pokemon until it evolves, Shade.
Find the candy.
So, you, perhaps, just from some of the stories that Donabella tells me, know rather more about Thelonus than I do. But what the field guide claims is that creatures taken out of Thelonus stop aging and maturing.
Oh.
I don't mean
Oh.
that you've harmed Cal or anything like that. But that might possibly explain it. I don't know exactly how Fey creatures mature. Most things with wings here are born with them, but Thelonus is very strange. And I was looking for my own curiosity, and I found this, and I thought, the person who spends time with one of these should know.
Thank you. That's kind of amazing. And he's already pretty amazing.
Yes, he certainly seems so, and I'm
I'll have to talk to him about it. See what
very
he
glad that you got him out of whatever you got him out of. But anyway, that seemed important to tell you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for the cookies. You
You're
are
welcome.
not a
I
terrible
hope you-
person.
He doesn't like
Oh,
hats.
thank- No animals like clothes. I hope you get some of the cookies.
Me too.
You can hang on to this. There are 8 copies at work. And if you have any questions, please ask. I might know.
If I wanted to ask you questions, would it be better to go to your house?
Yes.
Okay.
Or send me a message. I can come here. It's not a problem. But yes, my house would be the ideal.
Okay. Thank you.
Are you? Do you need to talk? Are you? I know you said you don't know. Maybe. You see, right about now, I would give Pog a hug. I'm not sure that's what. I don't know that that's what you would. I don't know that that would help you.
I think information about Cal in a book is the equivalent of my hug.
All right.
So thank you.
Welcome. Tell the others
If-
I said hello. Yes?
You were to explain to Donabella how to be a good friend, what would that look like?
Well, that is a complicated question.
Right?
Because being a good friend can mean very different things in different circumstances. But the heart of it is you want what's best for them.
Okay.
You want to encourage them to be the best them that they can. But you don't get to make those choices for them. You can help them and encourage them and sometimes protect them from themselves. But you can't make the choices for them.
And if Donabella was not sure if it was the right choice, how does she know if it was or wasn't?
Well, about that point, I would ask Donabella to tell me the situation, and I would try to help her understand and try to walk through it with her. If Donabella were asking me that, what kind of situation do you think Donabella would be in?
I don't know. Sorry, I couldn't do it with a straight face.
Shade, is there something you want help navigating?
It's complicated?
Yes?
My friend was a vampire and I didn't notice it. So I don't feel good about that. And then my other friend is having a really hard time. And I do not know how to fix it. But that's it.
That's it.
Esri is the one having
Fix
a
it.
hard time? Well,
But he's sad because of choices we made him make. Oh, that thing that you said about
Did
them
you-
making their own choices.
did you make him?
We gave suggestions and he chose not to make a choice.
Well, I don't know all of the details. If Esri chose not to act, and you acted on his behalf, then you might owe him an apology. If Esri said something like, I can't decide, you all decide, and you all decided, then, well, you took Esri at his word, and you don't owe him an apology.
Right, but
But
how do
if-
you know if that choice was right?
Oh, you don't.
Oh, gosh.
You don't. You try your best, and you do what you understand is right in the moment. To protect the people that you care about, and to not allow harm to come to people if you can help it. Any people, really. If Esri's the one having the hard time right now, I would advise you to not try to fix it just now, because Esri, I think, is very, very high. And he won't be able to fix it right now. So I would wait until he's had a good rest and some of that has worn off before you try to help him fix it, if he's willing to let you help him. You can't force help on people. I know. As for the friend who was a vampire and you didn't notice, you said that with the word was, and I'm concerned that means that you have a friend who is dead, Shade.
Oh, goodness, no. They're
someone-
just not a vampire anymore.
Oh goodness, no. Oh golly gee.
Shade, that's...
You leave Shade alone.
Is that... That is not my area of knowledge, but
Same.
is it not permanent? Are you sure they aren't a vampire?
Oh, gosh. This realization that he could still be a vampire, she still didn't notice.
Mrs. B, you're ruining everything.
She's working with incomplete information.
Conversations with Shade.
God, Ari's gonna get home and get stabbed in the heart by Shade with a wooden stake.
Just in case.
He has definitely stood in the sun now and did not die. So,
Okay.
I'm
Would've been
I'm
sure if
pretty
we had killed
sure.
him.
Well, be careful and be sure. I'm glad that your friend isn't a vampire anymore. I'm sorry that you didn't notice, but is it all right now? Is someone hurt because of it?
Ooh. I don't. Feelings were hurt?
Just that gif of emotional damage
Yes.
pops up on the screen.
Emotional damage.
But I think that's long term wise it. There were definitely people physically hurt. He attacked us pretty hard. But
You're all right now.
yes. Yes.
Fog's all right. Ari's all right.
Well,
Shade,
Yeah.
I try very hard not to push you for more information than you want because I know that makes you uncomfortable. But my daughter goes to school here.
Right.
Is one of the teachers a vampire?
No.
Was one of the teachers a vampire?
Yes.
Will you please tell me which of the teachers was a vampire? I'm not going to try to
You
hurt
will not
anyone.
hurt him. Okay. It was
Don't
Ari.
think I could. I see.
But he's not a vampire anymore.
Mrs. B just went, best case scenario.
I will probably ask Ms. Tavine to be sure of that.
Well, she saw him today, so surely she would have
That's good.
noticed if he were still a vampire. And
That's probably true.
said something.
That's probably true. I'll probably ask her anyway. I know that people. I don't want to do something you don't know I'm going to do.
I appreciate that.
So,
You're a good mom.
So, what you want to do with Esri, what I would tell Donabella to do with Esri. Well, this is silly. I would tell Donabella to stay away from Esri while he's high. What I would suggest you should do with Esri
Okay.
is wait until he's himself again. And then ask him what he wants to do. And then do your best to give him advice about whether that's a bad idea. Try to help him not get hurt by what he decides to do. But you can't control what he does. And it's also not your job to get hurt if he makes a bad decision.
We'll come
Being a
back to
friend
that
doesn't
one.
mean being a friend doesn't mean going along with every plan that your friends have.
But being a friend means that you're willing to die for them.
No. It could
No,
come
I'm
to that sometime. But there are certainly things that are worth doing and right to do that could result in your death. And sometimes you have to do that. Just because your friend suggests it doesn't mean it's one of those things.
Are you okay?
I have had people in my life who made decisions that things were worth doing. I don't think they were wrong, but it does sometimes end that way.
I pat her shoulder.
Thank you, Shade. telling you don't protect your friends. I'm not telling you don't stand by your friends. But if your friends are doing the wrong thing, sometimes you have to tell them that.
I will think about that.
All right.
Thank
We're
you.
one to talk. Anytime. Right. Now,
I
when your
think Thor
friend
is in her
very high-
office.
Thank you.
No.
When your friend is very high and they're not making decisions using all of their brain, it is okay to go and take the cookies away before they make themselves sick.
Oh, okay.
That is a decision you can make for your friend who is incapacitated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shade.
How many
Fine, Thor. Thank you.
how many cookies were in the bag? Like
Let's
range
see.
of.
Y'all are 4 college-age students. She definitely made like 3 dozen cookies.
Okay. When Shade comes back in, he's got them like all stacked up on the end, like the end post, one of the posts of the bed, like rock balancing style. He's just trying to get like the full stack.
Man's literally playing with his food.
He is.
And I think that's where we'll leave this
Oh,
episode.
what a button, huh? Come back next week and find out if it all topples over in Ezri's bedroom.
Right?
And if puzzle dust eats crumbs off the floor. Spoiler alert, he does.
Thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our stuff down in the description below, as well as a link to Colin's Twitch, where he is sorry BTR. The O is a 0, as well as links to the merch store, the Geek Pantheon Patreon, our coffee, all the things. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.